Hello friends, welcome to Excelytics. Today we are going to see another video on Excel interview questions in text functions. So go to main tab, and today we are going to cover task number 6, which is remove special character, and click here. So this is our task. If first character is a special character, then remove that character and get the remaining string. So this is our input and we need to get the result in this way. In simple, to start with this task, we can use write function, write, and I will select the text C11, comma, and now I want to know the length of the text. The length of the text is 6 characters. You can count. So the total length of this particular text is 6 characters. So 6 minus 1, and then close the bracket. Then this is the required output we want to get. But in this case, have updated number 6 manually. So this number should be updated automatically with the help of formula. So for this we are going to use len function. So len, I will select the text C10 and close the bracket. So the length of the text is 3, and let us copy this formula to the other cells as well and do Control D. Now instead of writing number 6 manually, we can use len function. So I will copy the len function and go to the write function and paste it on number 6. So let us copy this formula to the other cells as well. Control D and copy and paste on the first cell. So in first case, the result is not matching with the required output, but for the second, third and fourth cases, we got the required output. And again in the fifth case, this method is failed. So here we need to extract the first letter of the string, and then we need to cross check whether the first character is a special character or not. So for that, first we'll try to extract the first character. So I'm going to use left function here, and I will select the text C10, comma, number of characters will be 1, and close the bracket. So S is the first character for this text. So now we got first character, and let us copy this formula to the other cells. So select other cells and do Control D. So we have first characters list. Now we want to test whether the first character is a special character or not. For that we are going to use code function. So if I write code and the text, I can give A and close the bracket. So it is telling me for A it is 65. So instead of A, let us give our text, which is yes, and close the bracket. This gives me 83. In Excel, we should be remembering that uppercase alphabets A to Z starts from 65 to 90, and in the same way, lowercase alphabets A to Z starts from 97 to 122, and then numbers from 0 to 9 starts from 48 to 57. So in between 1 to 47, and then again from 58 to 64, and again from 91 to 96, there may be special characters. So it is a bit difficult that to get the numbers for special characters. So we are using the code numbers of uppercase, lowercase and numeric values. Now we are going to test whether the first character of this string matches with this code numbers or not. And now we are going to extract code numbers to this first characters. So code, and then I will select the first character and close the bracket. Select the other cells and do Control D. So now we got the code numbers for first characters. Now we are going to write a logical function and test whether this code numbers falls into any of these three categories or not. So here I am going to test whether the first characters are uppercase or not. So this will be uppercase check. Here I am going to use AND. The logical test I am going to write is the code for first character is equal to or greater than 65 or not. And we should remember that we should freeze this reference because we are going to copy this formula for the other cells as well. And then comma. So the second logical test is again the same number if it is less than or equal to 90. So here we are completely testing whether this number falls into uppercase or not. And we should remember that this should be absolute reference. So select this cell and hit F4. Close the bracket, hit enter. Now we see the result as true for first case. It means the first character of this string is uppercase. So in this case we should not remove the first character. So let us copy this formula to the other cells. So select the entire list and do Ctrl D. So first and fifth case are true, but the remaining all other cases are false. So now we are going to test whether the first characters are lowercase or not. So here we will write lowercase. And now again I am going to use AND function. So the first logical test will be the code number of first character greater than or equal to, and select the code number of lowercase letters and select 06 and hit F4. We should be giving absolute reference here because we will copy paste this formula to the other cells. And the second logical test, again I will select J10 less than or equal to 122 and select 07, hit F4 to make it absolute reference and close the bracket, hit enter. So here it tells the first character is not a lowercase. That is the reason we got false. So simply copy this formula to the other cells, Ctrl D. So all the first characters are not lowercase. And now we are going to test whether the first character is a number or not. So we'll update heading and again we'll write AND function. So we'll again update the logical test J10 whether it is greater than or equal to 48 and select this cell and hit F4 to make it into absolute reference, comma, and again I will select the code of first character less than or equal to 57 and again select this and hit F4 to make it into absolute reference, close the bracket and hit enter. So it tells false because this is a string and not a number. Simply copy this formula to the other cells, Ctrl D. So now we are going to test all these three cases together. So if you observe these two results, for the first text which is Sri, we got true in uppercase and false for other cases. Whereas when we have a special character as a first character, we can see false in all the cases. And if you look at the other text as well, where we have first character as a special character, so we have false in all the three logical tests. So now again we are going to write another logical test which is OR, wherein any of this logical test is true, then it's going to result me true. If all the three tests are false, then it's going to give me false. So I will write OR, and in the first logical test I will take the result of uppercase, comma, and in the second logical test I am going to take result of lowercase, comma, and the third logical test I will take the result of numbers and close the bracket, and you can see the result as true. So simply I will copy this formula to all other cells. So this is OR. And finally, we are going to use if condition and get the required output. So here I will use if. In logical test, whatever the result we get from OR, we'll take up this. If this is true, then it should give me C10. If it is false, then we should take the value of right function. Okay, and close the bracket. So now I will copy this formula to all other cells, Control D. So now we got the required output. So as we have written multiple functions here, just we'll try to club all the functions into if condition. So in place of F10, I will take the formula which we have written in F10. So I will copy this formula and paste it in F10. And in place of N10, so we cannot change C10 value because it's a original text place. We should be changing N10. So N10 will be our OR function result. So I will copy this OR function total, and I will go to the main formula and update in place of N10 and hit enter. And again, within OR function you have K10, L10 and M10. So all these three formulas should be updated in if condition. So I will simply copy this formula from K10 and I will replace on K10. Hit enter, and same way for lowercase, copy the formula from L10, go to if condition and place it on L10 and hit enter. Let me increase the size of formula bar so that we can see the complete formula. And now I will copy the logical test of numbers and I will select the main formula, and in place of M10 we will paste this formula and hit enter. So now we have updated OR function and AND within AND again you have J10. So J10 is our code function. Now we need to replace J10 with this code function. So I will copy this code formula and I will go to the main formula. Wherever I have J10, I simply replace it with code function. So you need to replace all J10 values. Okay, and hit enter. Now within code function also we have another formula which is placed in I10. So I will go to I10, which is the left function. I will copy this function and I will go to the main formula. In place of I10, I will place this formula. And wherever we have I10, you simply paste the left formula. So I will drag this formula bar to see the complete formula. And we should ensure that there is no other cell reference except cell C10, excluding this table where we are using this for logical test. So all I10 values should be replaced. And now just try to check we don't have any other cell reference except C10 and this table. You can also cross check by seeing the cells. So we can see all these cells are used in this formula. So now I will hit enter. This is the final formula, so I will copy this formula and I will paste it in my output and hit enter. I will minimize the formula bar and copy this formula to other cells. So now we got the required output dynamically. So we can delete all these formulas now. In this way, you can remove first character from the string if it is a special character. We hope this video will help you in your day-to-day Excel work. And you can download this workbook with the link available in the description. This video is created by Team Excelytics. Join Excelytics to excel in analytics. Thank you.